Hi there, you're watching the Gardens and Graveyards channel. My name is Charisma and today we are in the garden and we're going to take a quick jaunt around and check out what's blooming and what's in fall color in the middle of October on the Oregon coast in a Zone 9A. Typically by this time of the year we don't have any blooms left in the garden, and I have a whole bunch of dahlias that are still pushing new growth. And typically my fall foliage is what do you call it, uniform, and it's kind of strange because my staghorns are in full fall color but my weeping cherry is not in fall color at all. So I find that really interesting. We just came out of about 10 days of rain. We've had 2 days of dry weather. Tomorrow it's going to start sprinkling. We'll have a good day the following day, and then we'll go into a forecast of another 10 or 12 days of rain. So I thought this would be a good time to just walk around the garden and see what's going on in the middle of October and just how fall-like does it look right now. So some years I get a lot of color on these privets, and those are the years I typically lose a lot of foliage on them, but it doesn't happen every year, and I don't have any fall color on them at all this year, so I don't think I'm gonna lose any foliage this year. The jasmine is still blooming. We are in a little bit of sun still. Trying to think of what else really colors up. So my hydrangea has, all the color has faded and they're all, you know, very fallish, and they are starting to color up a little bit, but not as much as I would expect this time of year. The Edgeworthia has pushed all of its blooms, and typically it gets really bright yellow. It's definitely yellower than normal, but it actually has quite a light green leaf to begin with. But it has pushed all of its flowers, and these bloom in the winter, so interesting. I mean, they're not open flowers yet, but they're all budded up. Here in the dahlia patch, we still have the Marin going. I just cut off a flower from this one. This one still has a dahlia. It's just heavy. Here, and a bud coming up. This one is getting ready to open up everywhere. I think this is the Gets Crazy. I can't remember. And then the weeping maple is in fall color. You can see all of her different fall tones, a little bit of red and yellows. But the cherry tree still looks pretty darn good. There's a yellow leaf. Okay, you take out the yellow leaf, there's no more yellow leaves. It's very strange. But you could see behind, the staghorn sumacs are in full fall color, and they're about to lose and drop all of their leaves. You see when they start turning crispy like this, they're just gonna drop. You could see there's a whole bunch on the ground already. So I think that's interesting that this one is like about to lose all of its leaves, and then other things that would normally color up are still holding all of its leaves, and no color. I also have this Dark Magic dahlia is still blooming like crazy. It did so well this year, and this is a dahlia that I haven't planted yet, that I picked up from a dahlia farm in Tillamook. Isn't that gorgeous? And she's got a new bed on her as well. Let's see what else normally colors up a bit. Oh, the winter hazels have started turning. You see their yellow foliage, more yellow than green, maybe 50-50. There's another one down there. You can see this one has a lot of gold colors on it. I was gonna try to show you on the staghorn all of its horns all over the place. You can see them. Fun. And those typically hang on through the winter. The other things that normally color up are my burberry, and that's not really doing anything either. So I'll just cruise on down to the back gardens. The St. John's wort has all its berries just showing off. Isn't that so fun? I wonder if these dry for wreath making. I should try it. The blueberries have been in their fall color for a few weeks. They have such fantastic fall color. See, do you have any more? Yeah, there's some over here. Bright red fall color. And on this one, it's not quite as colorful. I have nasturtium just going absolutely wild wherever it is. Wait till you see the ones in the backyard. Coast Guard is driving by, flying by, and that tree line there. Okay, so clematis has a little bit of fall color here. And just keep going down. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna go backwards. This dogwood has okay fall color. Mostly it's just turning crispy, more so than it's turning the golden color. I don't know what makes that happen. This is the Berry Poppins, and this does get some fall color. It's bright yellow now instead of nice green. And it does not have any berries, and I just learned that the Proven Winners Berry Poppins Winterberry needs a male, Mr. Poppins. So I'm on the lookout for Mr. Poppins so that I will get berries on her. That dogwood doesn't really have any color except that it's just kind of, isn't that interesting? It's got like this red magenta. It's like, looks like it with some sort of dye bled on it or something. Really interesting. Fall flowers though, we've got our impatiens are doing fantastic still since the spring, and the monkshood have all come into bloom. These are new to the garden. Little clump of 3 there, the blue flower. So that's exciting. And then the Solomon seal also has some yellow foliage. That one's still green. The dogwoods have started dropping their leaves, but they didn't really turn any colors. Typically, this oak leaf hydrangea is supposed to color up and have fantastic fall color, but we really haven't experienced that. I don't know if it's because it just doesn't get enough sun, maybe, over here. I'm not sure. This is its first full year in the ground here, so I'm still sort of waiting to see what happens there. We recently planted this Durvilla. We recently planted this. This is the Kodiak Black Durvilla, and I am seeing fall color on this, which is fun because I didn't even plant it for the fall color, so it's a nice addition. My broadleaf hydrangeas don't really turn color for me, and a lot of years they don't even lose their foliage. All right, so now we have the Gunnera and it's splayed out and it's so ready to be cut back. This is the very last hosta we have not cut back, and you could see it had a little bit of fall color, and now it's just toast. Time to cut it back. Poor Gunnera. She's done. She'll come back nice and strong next year though, so it's always fun. All right, so sometimes my plum tree will have good fall color, but it still kind of just looks like the burgundy, like maybe a paler burgundy than it normally is, but not really, I wouldn't really call that fall. So my peanut butter tree is blooming like crazy. It's so fun to see. This is also called a Mexican hydrangea or a Clariodendron bungii. This plant will the flowers smell very similar to jasmine, and the leaves smell like a fresh jar of peanut butter. The Sun King gets a little, it's a chartreuse, bright pop of chartreuse in the garden anyways, but it does start getting a little bit more yellow and more yellow as it starts to go down for winter. Let's see. Roses are doing good. I'm so happy with my panicle hydrangeas. These are the limelights, and you know, they were under a lot of shade earlier this year. We opened up this whole canopy so sun can come through here, and they bloomed really well. I'm really excited about it, and yeah, they're doing good, but they are getting their fall color. They will lose their leaves soon. Nothing else do fall down here, but not really. Obviously, lots of leaf litter, because even though the Escallonia is a broadleaf evergreen, it does lose its oldest flower, or loses its oldest leaves. But then the rest of the dark green leaves will stay persistent through the winter. So this whole shrub does that. And then we have 2 Weigelias that do lose their leaves. This one seems to just kind of lose its leaves real quick, but the one on the end gets yellow. And it is definitely starting to turn a little bit yellow, and you can definitely see the birch tree has tons of yellow color on it. Really nice golden fall color. The golden rain tree also gets a little bit of fall color, but it's not doing its thing yet either. Okay, now let's pop into the backyard. It's very sunny and not a whole lot is going on fall wise, so I'm gonna get over to the other side of the garden and see what's going on there. We do have kaffir lilies in bloom back here, so that's fun. And we have this hyacinth bean that's just gone completely crazy this fall, which it's not gonna have time to bloom. The maple, I do see a little touch of fall color in it, but it's not at the level that it will get as the fall season comes on further and further. Nothing else is really doing any fall stuff, really. The cannas will go down, but you know, they still have some blooms showing. Now this, look at this nasturtium. It's completely taken over the butterfly garden. I believe there's like 5 seeds that I put in there early spring, and they barely peeked their heads up, and then all summer long it was a huge patch of oregano, and I cut back the oregano, and this nasturtium just completely took off. You can see little tendrils going every which direction. There was a whole bunch of flowers on it not terribly long ago. You could see that it is starting to decline. There's tons of flowers underneath here. Still great impatiens show over here in the moon garden. The snapdragons are still kind of hanging in there, and I've just been waiting for their seed heads to dry up so that I could collect seeds from them. I'm hoping. But the problem with our rainy weather is so much of the time they just turn moldy like that. You can see they're just like a mildewy, moldy mess instead of forming seed heads. So we'll see how it goes. I have a little bit of fall color on that lilac. It's a little bit red up there on the peak in there. And then over on this side, this lilac has some yellow foliage happening. Not that there's really anything else. Up here, the porch baskets on the back deck are still going crazy. They're still looking fantastic. Definitely getting a little big for her britches. And those pampas grass seed heads are pretty much done. They're fluffy and ready to reseed everywhere. So I'm going to cut those back, and in just a few days I'll be taking everything out of these pots and putting them out in the landscape. So I just thought I'd share with you what fall looks like on the Oregon coast. It's kind of a mixed business, right? We're just starting to see some effects of the fall weather, and we're still enjoying a little bit of leftovers from the summer. And for now, that's what we have. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that you're celebrating your life, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.